Okay, in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source, and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice. This notice is also posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board and on the website. Let's start with let the record reflect that all council people are here except for Councilman Messler. Matt Deanna, Public Works, Mike Disco, our engineer, Glenn, our administrator, Jill Good, our CFO, and Martha, our clerk, and Frank Mazzella, our director of recreation, as well as Joe Giannuzzi, the chief of police. I didn't miss anybody, did I? Okay, so let's start with a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so let's start with number one, which is the budget transfers. And do we have those yet, Jill, or are you going to get them to us?
I'm going to get them. So far, I just have one.
Okay. All right, the next one is to cancel tax account balances of $5 and under. This is something that we do routinely each year. I guess it saves us paperwork and whatnot to just cancel them. So anybody have any questions on that one? Okay, next one, we have an amendment to the capital budget. Jill, why don't you just give us an explanation on that?
Sure. That's to include the fire truck and the fire equipment that we're going to do the bond ordinance for.
Okay. Okay, so anybody have any questions on that? That's what we passed last public meeting, the resolution and the ordinance for the bond for the fire truck, the washer dryer, and the plume system that will ventilate the inside of the fire department garage. Okay, then we have a department refund. It looks like there was one of them, right, for soccer, for spring soccer. The program was canceled due to COVID-19. Look, initially she took a credit, but now she's not going to register, so she wants her money back. So I don't think we really have a problem there. There was one tax overpayment, so we got to do a refund, and that's an overpayment that a homeowner made to lot 7, block 1601. It's 2533.47. Again, that's pretty routine. Next, we have the appointment of a probationary police officers. Keith or Joe, you want to run us through what that's all about?
It's to replace 3 retiring police officers that some have already left, some are going to be leaving shortly, and it's just a replacement of police officers.
And Joe, you can give us the names, right?
One is Natalie Santillo, one is Atru Melville, and one is Matthew San Augustine.
And we got the okay, I guess, from the Sheriff's Department to hire Natalie right away?
Correct, there's no problem.
Okay, so what's going to be their date of hire? Are they hired already? They passed everything?
They have not been appointed yet.
And they
We're looking at the
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
We were looking at the 15th of the month of December.
Okay, so at the next public meeting. And they all passed their physical and psychologicals?
Correct, they're done with the hiring process.
Okay, all right, good. So I know late today, John Post had sent out, no, actually, I think it was Mike Disco who sent out some potential revisions or new ordinance that has to do with the solar panels. Recently, we got 2 letters from 2 different residents asking us to help to streamline the process of allowing people to put solar panels on their roof. In the past, we had required them to go to the planning board, and from what I saw, from what Mike had submitted to us, I think they only denied one application in the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, and I think that was due to a large number of trees that they wanted to cut down to accommodate the putting the solar panels up, which is why the board turned them down. I think at this point, it's, you know, we certainly, everyone should look at the ordinance. We can't do it this month because you can't introduce an ordinance on first reading in December because you have second reading in January and you have a different council. So we can't really even introduce it this month, so it should give you plenty of time. We'll hash it out at the January work session. I think basically we should leave it up to Mike and he'll do it as an administrative review. I didn't get a chance to read through all the ordinances, but I'm sure as part of the application, Mike's going to want to know exactly how many trees they're going to cut down and all the different criteria that the planning board would typically go through. If they, I guess it's the Board of Adjustment that they would typically go before. It's now going to become part of the submission in the application process. And then Mike can do a administrative review and either he can approve it or he can disapprove it. And I'm assuming if he disapproves it, then they would have the right to go to the Board of Adjustment and appeal his decision. So I think that's probably the best way to go with that. So really, I have nothing else except maybe some comments.
Actually, Mayor, there'd be one more item for a brief discussion regarding the cancellation of part of the municipal alliance due to the cutback. Jill can explain further.
Mhm. So the original budget that we got from the county, a lot of our events happened in the spring. And all of those events like project graduation, things like that didn't take place. So we have quite a bit of money that we could not spend and will not collect. So I wanted to try to, and I met with Kim and we both are have the same number that we need to cancel. And I'd like to get that off the books by the end of the year. So I'd like that to go through in December.
So that's a resolution, Joe, you're going to do?
That would be, yeah, that would be a resolution to cancel the receivable balance of the grant.
Can you give us a memo just to outline so we know what's going on?
Yep,
Okay, if you could do that maybe by Friday or so.
sure, no
Okay.
problem.
And put it in the packages.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else that has to go on the public work session agenda? Okay, so at this point, we need to pass some bills and claims. Renee, you want to do that, please? You're on mute, Renee.
Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the following bills of the persons named and for the amount stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct this first day of December 2020. The same be paid after council review if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign deliver warrants for the same. And that's for $95,965.11.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second to pay the bills?
Second,
Okay, poll the council, please.
Councilwoman Andre,
yes.
Councilman Dierkes,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater,
Yes.
Councilman Turner.
Yes.
Okay, so just a couple reminders. Keith, you're going to have the invocation. The next meeting is December 15th. We're going to have a proclamation for the 8U softball champions. And what's it, Frank, the 11U boys or girls soccer?
It's boys.
11U boys, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have those two proclamations. So at this point, is there any council comments?
I have two, Mayor.
Okay.
The first one is, unfortunately, our annual tree lighting and festivities will be a little different this year. We will have it available to view for our community on our YouTube channel and on the evening of December 5th. Due to the COVID restrictions, it has limited us for public to join us. So please enjoy the tree lighting on our YouTube and our TV channel, the TV channel will be aired the following day, December 6th. The rain date for the tree lighting, should we need to have a rain date, will be Sunday, December 6th. Also, we have started the collecting the recyclable plastic bags for the community. We will have 2 bins, one at the borough and one at the library. We are trying to collect 500 pounds for a free Trex bench. We're collecting this until June 1st. So I love to encourage everyone to help us get to that 500 pounds.
Do we talk to any of the businesses, the restaurants about helping, maybe put a bin there and helping us collect some of them? Like Stagehouse, I would think they got a lot of wrap,
We
beverages and stuff.
certainly can reach out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Kim,
think we
Kim has
should.
started that project. I do not have a status how many she's talked to since
Okay.
last Friday, but probably only a few.
Okay. And now, Deanna, what is it actually we're going to be televising on YouTube? I know I'm going to light the tree. I'm going to make a short speech. But I think we have some other entertainment we might be having also.
Yes, I'm working on, well, we've just confirmed tonight that we can have a duet come and sing some caroling for us because we can't have the Girl Scouts this year. So they'll be singing a few songs prior to your message. And then after your tree lighting, they'll sing a few more to end it.
And what about the fire truck? What's going to happen with that in Santa?
There will be the visitor from the north.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so that sounds great.
And Paul, while we're talking about Santa, I just want to let folks know that we're going to be doing Santa Express this year. The volunteer fire department will be doing it. But because of COVID, it's going to be done a little bit differently. So they may want to check out the website, check it out. But essentially, parents will drop off the gift at the fire department, and then Santa will come by later on, and the kid will see Santa through the window or something like that. But there will be no physical contact with Santa.
Is he going to throw the gift to them?
The parent should have a spot where the gift will be placed. And, okay, so they should check it out. Registration is on December 6th and December 8th. So anybody who's interested in that should check it out on the website.
I have some library comments. Due to COVID and the uptick, we have gone curbside now. So the curbside hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:30 to 4, Tuesday and Thursday, 1:30 to 7, Saturday, 10:30 to 12:30. We are still having via Zoom story time with Suzanne. There's 2 story times on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, 1 on Thursday. There's a Zoom program for adults that will start on January 19th that is hosted by the Friends of the Library. Book club will begin in January with Barbara. Elizabeth is doing a grab and go crafts, and that is posted on the Facebook page. And the library is promoting for people to do downloading of books, whatever you can download. As long as you have a library card, you can download anything onto your computer. That's all we have for the library.
That's all on their website and Facebook page?
Yes. I will double check with Catherine to make sure everything I just said is on the Facebook page. I know some things are. Her and I had a conversation later this afternoon. I will double check with her tomorrow to make sure all this is on their Facebook page.
And I talked to Glenn. If they go on our website, there is a link to the library website. So if you can't figure out how to get on the library, if you go to our webpage, there's a link there.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Anything else?
Mayor, if I could add one thing as well. Matt and Frank and I met with 6 or 7 candidates. We also had a few cancellations for our next DPW worker. By the next meeting, we'll have a recommendation for a hiring of the replacement worker that we spoke about a month ago.
How was the quality of the candidates, Glenn?
Extremely high. I think we were all pleasantly surprised.
And I see Matt shaking his head over there.
Yeah, they were all pretty good. I mean, some of them were really, really good. So I think we got a good one, and we'll speak with him and we'll let you know on the 15th.
Okay, anyone else?
Yes, I do. From the Mountainside Restoration Committee, they are not holding their annual gingerbread open house this year. However, you can order make-at-home kits for gingerbread ornaments and mini greenery holiday arrangements. These are always popular during their open house. They will be ready for pickup at the Levi Corey House Saturday and Sunday, December 12th and 13th from 1 to 2. You can just go on to mountainsidehistory.org, and the sign up and payment order is there if you would like to order either the gingerbread kit or the mini greenery holiday arrangement kit. Thank you.
Okay, we did post yesterday, and or maybe it would be posted today, maybe, yeah. I posted an update on the COVID cases. I received from Megan Avalon a listing of all the cases for the month of November. There was 89 new cases. The new total was 286. It was pointed out to me that sometimes the numbers that we give on a weekly basis don't add up to the totals that we give, especially at the end of the month. When I discussed this with Megan Avalon, she says, unfortunately, the reporting that they're getting is not the best. So the list becomes a little fluid. Some cases that were reported as positive for Mountainside residents turned out to be not to be residents, and some that were not reported as Mountainside residents should have been. So some get taken off and some get added on. I work off the list that I'm given by Megan, and she says she's having a difficult time. She's having, staffing issues. So she's doing the best she can. She deals with 8 different towns. So she's really doing the best that she can at this point. Also, I just want to remind the residents that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, it seems. We have 2 vaccines that hopefully will be approved by the FDA very shortly, and they can start to distribute those. I think there's at least 2 more on the horizon that hopefully will get approved in the very near future. Even though there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that's not a reason for us to not to continue to act responsibly. You need to continue to wear masks when you're outside. You need to practice social distancing. You need to wash your hands frequently, and you also need to avoid indoor gatherings, especially large indoor gatherings. Right now, the outdoor gatherings have been limited to 25 people by Governor Murphy's executive order, and he had already reduced the indoor groups to 10. So it's important that we continue to stay the course here. We're getting towards the end. I know everybody's getting COVID fatigue. We all are, and we really just can't let our guard down. This is, like I said, we're coming down, hopefully, the home stretch. And if we all work together and continue to do what, we should be doing, we're going to get through this. We're going to defeat this nasty virus. So like I said before, it's important to wear a mask, to practice proper social distancing, to wash your hands frequently, and to avoid indoor gatherings. And by doing all this, we'll have hopefully have a safe holiday. And after the first of the year, we'll start hopefully getting some vaccines. And I think that's the key to getting us back to some type of normal life here in Mountainside. So Having said that, at this point, we want to open up the,
Mayor, if you could announce the testing site that we'll have next week at the firehouse?
you know the details. Why don't you do that, Glenn?
Sure thing. Next Tuesday, December the 8th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Union County and Mountainside together will be sponsoring a free COVID saliva test. This will test for the active disease, not the antibodies. I'm told by members of the governing body that you shouldn't eat or drink a half hour before the test. I was not told that by the people administering the test, but certainly would be prudent to do. Details will be on our website. It's first come, first served. No pre-registration is required. There's parking by the library. You'll walk through, they'll administer the test and have you out of there as soon as possible.
Okay, anything else from any members of council or? Okay, so at this point, we're going to open it up to any audience participation.
Yeah, Mayor, we are on a 7-second delay, so.
Okay, we can wait.
We do have 2 people in via phone. If anyone wants to ask a question, just press *9. Let's see.
No questions?
No.
There are no questions. However, there is one comment on Facebook from JD Bryan saying a happy birthday to John Post.
Gotcha, John. We won't ask you how old you are, John. Don't worry. We can't hear you. You're not even telling us, so.
He's muted.
Maybe we should have Keith sing happy birthday.
No, please. I know, just a final comment. I know that the reevaluation letters did go out and most of our residents are receiving them. If you read through the letter, there is a website that the appraisal company is directing you to. You can also contact them, and if you want to discuss what your assessment is. And I know I had some trouble navigating through the website. So if you have any questions about that, you can contact our borough administrator, Glenn Mortimer. He seems to be able to maneuver around the site pretty well. And I know he's helped a couple residents already. So I would suggest anyone that has any questions that they contact Glenn.
Hey,
yeah.
I haven't gotten mine yet. Have they all been mailed out already, or?
They were mailed out the day before Thanksgiving, so you should have gotten it. Contact Glenn and he'll look into it for you, okay?
Paul, at the bottom of the letter, it says that any assessments whose taxes have quadrupled have not received that letter.
There you go, Renee.
So Renee, there's your answer.
You can call and
but
make
I
an
also asked the
appointment. I
question
made
if
an
others didn't
appointment
get it
today.
either.
They will call you back. It's not an actual appointment, but there's a phone number on your letter and you can certainly call and set something up. They're happy to speak with anyone who has any questions or what have you. There's also an Excel spreadsheet on the website, which you can look up, which does give your prior assessed value and your new value. And it has that for all the homes in Mountainside.
Thanks, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
No, could I elaborate on one thing too for the cancellations? I think I wanted to perhaps look into canceling some appropriations as well. I was hoping that we could, the finance committee could meet maybe at the end of this week. There was a few items like we thought we were going to do some improvements over at the new property with the salt dome, and that's probably going to go into next year's budget. So I wanted to look into canceling, what we put aside in this year's budget so we could use it in next year's budget.
So will that drop to surplus, Joe, if we do that?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to wait a little bit to look at some of the revenues as well to see what the projected year-end surplus is going to be. So I could do a memo, and there might be a few more cancellations. And as the mayor said, it will go right to surplus so we could use it in next year's budget.
Okay, great. Thanks, Joe.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, so at this point, there's gonna be no exec tonight. We need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we are adjourned. Have a good evening, everyone.